Alright, well, today we're going to do this. This is a painting. I just had this idea of doing children swinging on a tire in like the evening when the sun is going down. And I wanted the idea of the sun kind of reflecting off of them, off of their hair, and off of the other things. So I took a lot of liberties, I guess. Made a lot of mistakes in doing this one, and a lot of corrections. And I'll tell you this, that what we're looking at right now is the picture you'll see me do, but it's very possible that after I look at it for a few days, I'll go back and maybe change something. That maybe one day I'll show you kind of what I do after the video. But this is what I'm going to do in today's video, okay? Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and all those things that people do on this YouTube stuff. Whoa, wrong button. Whoa, wrong button. Oh, here it is. All right, here we go. Okay, well, welcome to another greeting card painting video. And I think these are 5x7. I keep saying they are. Let me measure them. Yeah, close. It's not exactly 7 inches. It's a little bit less than 7, and that's 5. So it's almost 5x7. 5 by 6 and close to 7. I don't know. Anyway, so let's just get beginning with this. So I got my two paint kits, all from Winsor and Newton. I got a few brushes. I got a pencil because this one has got a little bit of a little bit of a story going on in this one, and I kind of like the idea. So what I want to do is I want to create a horizon here in the back behind the subjects. What we want is a low and bright shining sun, and we want some children playing on a swing. So I want a little girl here, and see if I can get it right, because in order to do this one has to be sketched first. She's sitting on a swing, on like a tire swing with another little girl. And the challenge is going to be a lot of the lighting has to be right. So you see how close that sun is to her hair. I want them both. I want that to be lit. Her hair to be lit. And a lot of this is going to have to require the white of the paper to shine through. So that's what we'll do. Get her hair flying around. And she's got her hand on the chain there. The chain comes from up here. And it goes all the way down here to this tire. And she's sitting on that end of the tire. It goes out of the picture, swinging on the tire. Maybe her foot is visible here. It's very sketchy right now because I want to make sure I get it right. And over here, another little child holding on. leaning back. It's very kind of a Norman Rockwell idea. Children playing in a playground. She's got her hand there. Yeah, she's got more of motion. She's leaning back like that. And the tire has the treads, of course. And the tire will have a lot of light reflecting. The same thing here. So there's obviously a chain that you don't see that mostly goes behind this girl. I think it's very cool that they're swinging in the sun. Swinging in the sun. That might not be a bad name for this one. I think that's a good title for this painting. So this chain is going here. That was there, and that was there. There's at least 3 chains on this one. But anyway. So she's sitting on the edge of it right there. Okay, now everything else is going to be kind of roughed in. I'm going to make a little bit of an edge to like the playground area, but they're at the edge of I think they're in a park. I'm going to kind of wing this here. So they're in a park, and there's a lake back there, but there are also trees here, so there's a lot of vertical stuff happening. All right, I think we have them. What do you think? Other than her feet, you can't really see because she's at the edge of the picture here. So, okay. Make sure the arm looks the right proportion. She's got her arm there. All right, let's begin. So I think the best way to approach this is to get I don't know, geez, I'm not sure whether to do the girls first or the sky first. I think I'll do the sky first, only because I know it's going to have to dry. So I won't make it too wet, just a little bit wet to get the sky going. And of course the sun is going to have to be left white. If I mess it up, I'll have to use gouache to fix it. I don't really want to. I would like this to be completely done with the Winsor Newton paints. We'll see how it comes out. If you saw the opening video, you already know, because I always do the opening last, but at this point, I don't know. So today is March 4th, 2024. All right, let's see. Now, before I did this, I made a couple of palettes. So these colors are these ones. And the swatches in these swatches are these colors here. So I think for the sky, I'm going to use this one here on the new one. The new paints. I just want to get a little bit of it in there. Not too much. Let's get it wet. I might get it wetter than I intended to, just to thin it out a lot. Just get it like that. And then let me use a different brush. I want to get some of that yellow. Some of that yellow in there. That yellow's got to be in her hair also. So I want it to be very, very luminescent, if that's the right word. Get it in her hair. Her hair is going to be lit. So even though I got that pencil there, which I kind of wish I didn't have to have pencil, but I don't know how I could do it without lighting it. I mean, without sketching it first. Yeah. There's going to have to be some light everywhere on her, on top of there too. All right. A little bit at a time. We'll get it. We'll get it. I don't know if I can erase the pencil once I have covered it with watercolor or not. I'm not sure. Not sure if that would work. I don't think it's necessary. I think I'll be able to paint around it. Yeah, and let's get some of that blue back in the sky. It's going to turn it green. See, I knew that was going to happen. That's okay. There's going to be a lot of trees in the way anyway at this part in the composition. Oh, anyway, so I don't know when we turn the clocks ahead. I think it's this weekend coming up, right? Not really sure. Get some of this dark in there too. Yeah, that looks good. That's gonna work. Got a little bit of the blue sky coming through, and most important is we have this very light yellow here. Get the brush clean. Okay. Now let's get the girl's hair. I'll try to use this color here. And I'll come back and darken it. Her shirt is pretty white, but I'm going to use the blue or the violet to create the shadows. Here's some red. Let's get this girl's shirt. Oh, that's purple. Which is the red? Oh, wait. Oh, that should be red right there. Maybe I messed it up by... Okay, I'm gonna just make her shirt red all the way up to the top. It's got sleeves. I think she's got like a plaid shirt, so I'm gonna add the black later on. But I do want to keep it watercolor-ish. So I'll add some water to it. And I'll use this purple here. This already kind of set in there. Let's see if I can use this to put some shadows on the girl's hair. I mean, on her shirt. Yeah, it's very dark. I think I want this blue here. Get the blue jeans colored in there. I'm assuming she's wearing blue jeans. I don't really know. girl's got a dark skirt on. Very Norman Rockwell-ish, I think. Okay, let's go for this. The tire. Keep it white at the top. Kind of give the effect that this treads on there. Okay. There we go. Let me take this very thin brush again and try to get some skin tone, I think. Maybe this right here. Just do it very gently. This is painting done like drawing. Painting done like drawing. And her arm also. Get the hair over here. Okay. Get some dark here for their hair here. Try that purple here for the shadows on her. This purple here, very light, very light. Just can't let the water create the movement there. Here we go. Okay. I think the hair here needs to have a little more color. to it. And this, I think, needs a little bit of water to soften the colors around her hands and her arm. I so much want this to be a good one. I just love this composition. And this girl over here. She got her hair pulled back. It's mostly the shadows that you see, and then the white from the paper will shine through. And it'll be contrasted to the background. Okay. All right, let's try and get some of this plaid look in here for this girl. She's got like a plaid shirt on. There we go. Okay, so we got enough here to work with to start it. And it's drying on its own nicely, so I don't need to get the dryer out. All right, now we pretty much have the girls done. I don't want to do the chain yet. I don't want to do much with the girls. I think the girls are pretty cool. They're right there. So what I need to do is create. I think first I'll do. I don't know how I want to handle this. I think I want to have a dark or maybe a light. I don't know. Something has to contrast with the girls. So how about I do a darker yellow, like maybe there's an area here in the playground. Yeah, that'll work, I think. Just gotta be careful not to get it near that wet spot right there. And that looks darker. I can always paint the so this is the edge of the playground here. Gonna make it come around. And I think it's a good idea to kind of keep it spotty. It would have the effect of maybe the light is reflecting off of some of the pebbles or something. And everything I do, I can, as long as I keep it light, I can always make it darker. If I do make it dark and I need to go back to light, then I guess I'll have to rely on the gouache, but I don't want to. It's not that I don't like using gouache. I do like using gouache. I just feel like sometimes when I work with watercolors, I want it to be all watercolor. I don't know why. It's kind of I guess just this idea that you want to do it all in one medium. You know what I mean? Okay, so that's the bottom of her shoe right there. And we can make that a little darker. Okay, so yeah, let me use some of this. It's kind of a blue. I'll mix it in there with that. Yeah, I think the girl's hair, in order for the girl's hair to really shine, I have to make it a lot darker over here. So I'm gonna try to get some of these purples in there. And again, try to keep the little white spots white. Okay, now over here, I'm just doing it in pieces just so I have a better idea of what I'm doing. I think I'll make this grassy area. Keep it all a little bit muddy just to keep it looking so we see the girl's hair. Yeah, I gotta keep it looking, I think, speckled. Anyway, today's Monday. Had a good weekend. What did we do this weekend? What did I do? I watched a really good movie last night on Peacock or whatever that thing is called. The movie was called The Holdovers. I had never heard about it, but it looks like it's up for an Academy Award, which is unusual for me to watch something that's actually current. Robin and I found it on, well, you know what we were looking for? We were looking for The Big Fat Greek Wedding #3 because we thought we saw that was advertised. But I guess they don't go forever. I guess they take them off of there. We saw it on there, I think, the end of February, but I guess they took it off. So anyway, so we found The Big Fat Greek Wedding on Amazon, but they wanted $5.99. So I said, well, we already pay for some of these other things. You pay for Amazon too. I don't understand why you have to pay more, but anyway, that's the way it is. So we went to Peacock, which we pay for, to look for something else, and we found this thing called the holdovers, and my gosh, what a nice story, great story. And then we watched some of the extras, and we learned that the actor who plays the teacher has worked with that particular director before, and that particular director said he always wanted to work with him again, so that was interesting, and it was very good. Anyway, I wonder if he's up for an award. And the young man who plays the student was actually a real student, I guess, near where they filmed it. They got him from high school, I think. So I would predict that he's going to be a big deal. Yes, I don't like how close that is to that. I think, I'm trying to think, maybe she should be darker and she should be lighter. Well, I will work that out as I get there. Just keep this kind of a little bit speckled. And try to do the same thing with the green behind them. Keep it very speckled. Now the green can be very dark compared to them. I can add a little bit of darkness to her. I can always come back to it, make it darker. Yeah, so I like the idea that that the hair is being lit by that sun. Yeah, I have to decide something has to happen. Either the girls are lighter than the background, or I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do that. But I can see that it's happening, so I will keep messing with a little bit of a background here. A little bit of a defined horizon. Let me let the water bring it down. And then I'll attach the green to that, let it come together. And again, keep it blotchy so we can work with it. I may end up using gouache just because I can see right now a need for little wisps of white, little wisps of light color. The one thing about painting with real paint, what you call traditional painting with real paint, is that you have to kind of plan it out a lot. If you're painting with digital, you can change things right on the fly. You can change it right away. And so, but the thing is, when you do things digital, there's just not the same look. You can make digital look really nice. I do a lot of digital, so don't get me wrong. I love digital. I'm just comparing the two mediums, digital and traditional. It's just two different approaches. Maybe that's the best way to say it. One thing I like to do, just kind of a little art talk here, is I like to experiment with the digital, mostly with the composition, just so I know what I want to do. Now, see, what I think is happening here is I think I'm noticing that maybe they're swinging in the grass, and maybe the playground isn't exactly all dirt. Maybe it's a kind of a combination of dirt and grass. And that gives you this nice kind of a mixture here. I do think so. So that you have this contrast between the girls and the background. Don't want to make it too dark, but just some dark in some places. And especially over here where the sun is hitting, we want that to be pretty light. Yeah, it's coming together. A little at a time. You know, right here. This is a difficult thing because the girl's shirt is kind of dark. So do I want to make the background lighter? Maybe I do. Let me pick some of it up with a wet brush. Make it a little bit lighter. Just get that water in there and get some of that color up. I'm pulling it up. It's kind of like erasing the color. Yeah, that's okay. We can do the same thing over here. Maybe the sun is reflecting right there onto the grass or the sand or whatever's underneath there. That swing that they're on. Okay. A little more depth to the hair. Okay, that's not too bad. We can always come back to it. And when it dries, then we can get it a little bit darker. All right, let's get that tire looking a little bit more like a tire. Maybe the back of her shirt should be darker. Maybe that would help. That would help with the contrast. Yeah, there we go. Let me lift some of that. That's a little bit too much. Just get that water, pull that up a little bit. Okay. All right, now what I want to do is I want to make some trees in the back. Let's just go ahead and get some of the leaves from the trees first. Just kind of place them in there. We can always do the trunks and the branches later. I originally wanted a lake back there. I guess I forgot that that's what I said. That's okay. It's a park, and the sun is shining, and the girls are playing. How are we doing? On time, 39 minutes so far. Okay. I always think about Bob Ross when he was doing paintings. I think he had 28 minutes for the TV because, back in the day, in his day, there was no YouTube where you could just go as long as you want. I mean, he had to get everything done really, really soon. Really quick, I should say. Yeah, he had to really work fast. And so a lot of his paintings that you see from the TV show are incredible, not just because they're good, but because he did them so quickly. That's pretty good. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that he took a lot of time on some of his other paintings. He didn't always do 28-minute paintings. No, that was for the TV show. Absolutely. So it's amazing too that some of those paintings sell for such a high dollar amount. He'd probably be blown away if he can see it from heaven. I don't know what we can see. I don't even know what I see on earth, let alone what we're going to see in heaven. You don't know what you believe, right? Almost everything we see is on a video somewhere. Yeah, it's good to put these vertical lines. Vertical lines change a composition a lot. They just do. It's just an observation. Trying to keep these colors a little bit lighter than the ones off to the side because of that sun shining right there. Let's get some of these trees that are in the foreground here. And of course they will have shadows also. There's obviously a huge tree that these chains are attached to on this swing that they're on. Just keep working it. We go ahead and put some trees in front of that sun. It doesn't have to be completely luminous right there. That'll give me an opportunity to put some contrast next to the girl's hair. let's get those chains on there. We got this chain going here. The important one is the one that goes, the one that the girls are holding on to. Let's get that one in there. There, she's got that chain. That chain goes all the way down here, down to the tire. Now this chain is going to go behind her head, go up to her head and stop. And you can see it right there. There's another chain over here. Goes down to the other side of this tire. Over here. Let's put some more vertical lines, I think, over here. I think the idea that there's more trees over here makes sense. Kind of winging it here a lot, just to make the composition look good. Gotta be careful not to overdo the darkness there. Let me get some orange here. Oops. You know what? I'm going to get some of these dark areas here to use the contrast that I'm looking for on her hair. Yeah, so the sun is coming through the trees there. Make sure we get a lot of shadows here. There's kind of like a dappled light. Well, there would be if you think about what was happening here. That there would be some dappled light here. Let me see some of this orange here. See, the more I look at it, the more I see a need for darkness around her head to make it more contrasted. Like some more vertical lines in the distance, some more dark tree limbs. Yeah, I think that looks good. Get some around here for her hand. A lot of these shadows in the distance would be helping me with that desire to create that contrast. I read one time about Rembrandt. Always used the contrast technique, of course, but he also did the exact opposite. He would throw in where light was hitting light and dark was hitting dark. So I'm trying to see if I've accomplished that at all. Not that I was trying to do it that way. Guess I got a little bit of that right here, behind this little girl. And you see there's no faces on these girls. You know, their heads are facing away from our vantage point, our point of view. And you get these shoes a little bit darker. Make it look obvious that they're shoes. Not tire. I gotta look at it now. I gotta step back for a second and look at it. See if I like it. Not sure. I'm gonna take this brush. I'm gonna take some of this. Let's see. This is the one over here. So this green right here. I'm gonna use some of that. I think I'm gonna make some of these areas more opaque. You can't really see the sky completely. Especially with this tree right here. This tree right here should be so close. I think I messed up on that one. So I gotta rethink it. So there's a tree right here. Now that tree should have some light coming off of it also. I think that's what I need to do, make this tree very big. And I'll go ahead and use the gouache, because this is probably a live oak. This is actually from a photograph in Lake Poppa, Florida, so it's not that far away. I know there's a lot of live oaks. And I think the idea of a foreground tree right here is what I needed to do. That's what I needed to do right there. Yeah, with this shadow. Absolutely. That's making for a much better composition. Yep, that's what it needed. And then make some of these branches here. Some of these branches go all the way over here. Alright, I'm going to have to use the gouache to put some highlights on that tree right there. So let me use this. This is a dried gouache. I'm going to reactivate it with water. I'm going to try doing it with this orange here. Let's see if that works. Let's see. I might need to use a smaller brush. Let's get this white off of here. And we can get some of this more shadow. Get that wet brush full of gouache. It's a little bit muddy, but that's okay. Kind of like the muddy look. All right, let me get some. I'm going to get some of the wet white, so I'm going to use white straight from the tube. See if that helps. You can activate it, reactivate it, but sometimes you just need the wet right out of the tube. So let me get, you know what? This kit comes with a brush. This is a brush. See it? See that little brush? Let me try that as a way to put a little tiny bit of light onto this tree. A little bit. Let's see if I can do that with the girl's hair too. And cover that pencil mark. A little bit, little tiny lines. bit of reflection on that tire, so almost I'm using the white. Might as well find a few places where the light would be reflecting off that girl's pants. Maybe her hair could be a little bit lighter, especially right at the top there. The back of the ponytail. Yeah, some wild hairs flying off of the girl's hair. That's pretty cool. They're all lit. They're all lit by the sun. I mean, there's a tiny little bit of paint on this brush. There's not much. Oh yeah, it's flyaway hair. Do it over here too. Some of that sunlight is reflecting off of some of these stones in the playground. Just make that a little bit here and there. There's some of that yellow of it. There, now that tree has a little bit of a luminescence look to the side that's getting light from the sun. You can make a few rays of sun coming. You wouldn't see it except through a camera, but we're so used to seeing things through a camera that it probably is okay to do it in a painting. Yeah. Okay, let me step back from it now. See if I like it. What do you think? I think it's okay. Maybe I could take a clean brush. Let me clean the brush here. I think I'm going to take away some of this. We'll lift some of this on the edge here. Make it a little bit more glowing, I guess. A little bit of that white on white look. Yeah. Whoops. Oh, that made it dirty. Don't want that. Well, you know what's going to happen. I'm going to look at it later on and see a mistake, and then I'll fix it. But for the course of this video, I think we'll call it done. And so it wouldn't be a bad picture, I think, for some kind of an illustration for a children's book. I just like the idea of doing a card with children on it. I just thought that would be a pretty picture. All right, kids, I think we're done. Here we go. What did I say I want to call it? I can't remember. I'll have to listen back earlier in the recording. All right, see you later.